Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, Matt with Green Bar Trading. So in this video, this is going to be what I hope one of the most important, helpful videos if you're new to trading, even if you're not new to trading, but just if you're looking for more information on how to trade the SPY. So the SPY is an ETF that tracks the S&P 500. There's so many great reasons to trade this product, and I'm going to get into all of that in this video. I am also going to show you, because I really feel like there's a lot of people, on YouTube or wherever, Twitter, Instagram, wherever it may be, that they may have so many ideas, so many things that they make videos about, but they don't show their P&L. Now, some do, and that's great. But I'm going to also show you how I traded it with my own money, real account, live, no demo account stuff. I see so much of this. Now, I'm going to show you how I profited off of trading the overall SPY last night and today. And I'm going to go over all that with my video on how I work my strategy with the SPY. And, it's probably good that I'm making this video now because the SPY is acting so volatile because of the drop that we just saw yesterday, and the recovery, and now it's pulling back again, and the Fed is talking today and tomorrow. So it's probably a good time because the volatility is so high that it does give a lot of opportunity. So I'm just going to get into that. And by the way, just before I share my screen with you, hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow. Even if you don't like the video, hit the dislike. It doesn't even matter to me. It still shows that people are watching. Now, I do hope you hit the thumbs up, obviously, because that tells me that I made a good video, a helpful video for you guys, because I do take your subscriptions so seriously. I really, truly want to help each and every one of you. That's why I answer every single comment down below. That's why I created a Discord, the fastest growing Discord out there. It's a community that we built, and it's just an excellent community. The link is in the description. I highly recommend that you guys join it. And with that being said, let's share. You know what? First, I'm going to go with my Webull account, because this is a cleaner, nicer looking chart than my Thinkorswim right now, because on my Thinkorswim, I'm going to show you all my marking with my levels that I provide every day. And these levels are key. They give me the roadmap to how I trade the SPY. So this is the SPY. This is an ETF that tracks the overall S&P 500. This is the daily chart. What does that mean? What is a daily chart? The daily chart is a 1 day, 1 year chart. So a yearly chart. Each one of these candlesticks represents 1 full day of trading. So I like to take a look at the market from a big, long time frame first, and then I, get it down to the 1 day, 1 minute, the intraday chart that I make my trades off. But I take a look at it from this angle because I want to see what the market looks like, where it came from, where it looks like it's going. Now, what just happened here, this green line is probably the most important indicator for the year. This is the 50 moving average. The 50 moving average on the SPY has been where we saw support from the beginning of the year. So I'm going all the way back to January here. Now, in September and October, we saw big corrections, which may be happening right now, or it may not be happening right now. I'm not going to go ahead and make a prediction, even though I believe that we're in for a bigger correction. I want to just wait and see what happens, because we did break this 50 moving average and we never regained it. We regained it here. So we bounced off it, regained it the very next day, bounced off it, regained it the next day, bounced off it. You get where I'm going. We broke trend. We broke a pattern. This pattern has been in place for 9 months, maybe even longer. So if you go all the way back to here, it's been in place for, 10 months or so. It's been a pattern that got broken. I don't like to see that. So I'm bullish, always been a bull. That's just the way that I look at the overall market. And I do think even if we get a correction here, that we will be headed higher when the correction is over. I still think the bull market is going to be very much intact. And with a correction, it's going to be even healthier. You need these corrections. Look at the last time we got a 10% correction a year ago. The market has gone nothing but up ever since. And I expect the same thing. A 10% correction would bring us down to around 409. You could watch my video from yesterday. It's got a big crash on the thumbnail, just like everyone else put on their thumbnail. When the market drops 1,000 points in one day on the Dow, to me, that's, I could get away with that. So what we're seeing today is a little bit more, it's about even, but it was up a little bit and now it's coming back down. So anyway, getting into, how I trade the SPY. So that's what the SPY looks like on the daily chart. Now I'm going to go and show you on my Thinkorswim. I have 2 different platforms. On Webull, I'm going to be doing options trading, and on my Thinkorswim, I'm going to be doing futures trading and low float momentum stock trading. So the reason why I didn't have this one up on the daily is because of all these lines. So if we look at it from a 20-day, and I'm just going to take off the VWAP for now, just so it clears up this chart a little bit better. And I just want to take a little bit bigger of a view. So let's go back 90 days, right? These lines that you see here, this is 3 months of lines. So you might say, wow, that's a lot of lines. That's really not a lot of lines. There's been 3 months of trading to get these lines. These are key levels that I post every single morning. These are the levels that I look at to take my trades off of when I'm trading the SPY, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But this is the Discord, and I'll show you this, and this will be, oh, I don't have it here. Okay. I won't show you that. But if you want, like I said, go in and join. These are the key levels. Like you can see here, 444 on the SPY. We were saying if that broke, that we were headed down pretty hard. And that's exactly what happened. It went through every one of these, which was, previous support. It just cut through like a hot knife through butter. That is extreme weakness in the market when it does something like that. So these are the key levels. Now, what I do is I look at it on the 1 day, 1 minute. This is where I'm going to, set my bias. This is where I'm going to, enter trades. And what I look at when I trade this is the VWAP. The VWAP is the only thing other than my price levels that I use when I trade the index on the 1 minute chart is the VWAP. That's the only thing. Now, the key levels are obviously, where I'm going to be, either seeing resistance. You can see right here. I mean, it was all over this level, even right here, all over this level. And this is actually where I took a trade today. And I'm going to show you that in a second. But you can see we could not break this key level. We broke it, came back down, and then bounced around this level again. Before now, what we're doing is making, lower lows and lower highs. Once we get under VWAP and we make lower lows and lower highs, I wouldn't be bullish on the market until we started to make a higher high. So now right here, we would need to come up and break 435 for me to say, okay, the trend is now bullish. My trend will now be call options, or I will be buying, futures long. Until then, I would be short biased because this is a trend right here that's going down. Now, if you look at it from, the pre-market, the trend overall has been going down. We spiked up out of the gate, hit this level here, sold off to 11 a.m. Now, when you're trading something like an index, in the SPY in this case, the best way to do it is to focus and study one market. Just watch one market and get really, really good at noticing different times of the day where the market sees some volume, where it could sell off to and bounce. And a lot of that is actually right here. So when I watch the SPY, a lot of times we'll see a bounce around 11 o'clock. Anywhere from 10 to 11 a.m. after the initial sell-off, we will see a bounce, most of the time. And especially when you're that under VWAP, price likes to come back to this volume weight average price. And it's also, on standard deviation, when you get down to such an oversold spot, odds of a bounce, especially in this market, start to look a little bit better. But that's just from watching this market, day in and day out. So that's one of the things. Focus on one market, get really good at that market, and then trade that one market. Now, the way you can trade the SPY is a couple of different ways. You can buy options, so call and puts, right? Call options go up, puts go down. So if you think the market's going to go down from here, right? Because we didn't make a higher high. So what I would do here, this is what I would do. We broke through VWAP. I would draw a trend line down like this, and this is the trend. So I would take a put here, and my price target would be right here. So previous low. That's how I would be trading right now if I was actively trading, is how I would do that. This previous low would be lower than this low. We would be in this trend. And that's, how I look at this market. So where was I? Okay, yes. So you can take call options if you think the market's going to go up. You could take puts if you think the market's going to go down. And you can also do it another way. And that's with futures. And that's kind of what I do. And I'll show you guys here in a second how I traded it today. So I made $72.50. I'll show you guys here, $72.50 in profit. And the way that I did this was with the futures. Now the MES are the micro. The micro futures are a lot easier to manage risk on. You don't need a lot of money in your account. You don't need a lot of margin. It's actually really good to trade if you have a smaller account. So I started to trade the micro version because I realized most of the people watching me have a small account. There's a lot of beginners that are watching the channel. I want to resonate with people that are trading a smaller account. So I started trading the micro. Now, if I was trading the regular ES, the 7250 would be $725 of profit. The way that it works is it's 10 times what the micro is, but it's also 10 times the other way. So, in a choppy market like this, it makes sense to me to trade something a little less risky. So anyway, let's just show the trades here. I want to show you guys what I was looking at when I took this trade. Now, I bought 3 contracts right here. The reason why I went long is because we broke over VWAP. Once we break VWAP and we hold it, that's where I get long for the next move up. Now, I sold into this candle because I was very happy with, taking this quick scalp. And the reason why I took profit off right here and I didn't hold for this move up to previous resistance is because of this. So let's just take a look. This was at 1135. So at 1135 on the spot is right here. This area right here is 1135 on the SPY, and we were coming up to a previous resistance line. So the way that I took my trade was I wanted to get long after VWAP, and I was going to be selling into what I knew was previous resistance. So I sold right here. This is where I sold. So the micro ES, the futures, it follows the SPY. So that's why I'm saying you could either be trading options or you could trade futures the same way. And that's what I do. When I'm approaching a resistance, I like to take futures because I could get in and get out for a bigger profit and not risk, the market coming back against me. Now, when I would take, options are when we break a level, I would look for a retest of the level, which retested here, but failed. So I would look for a break of the level, a retest to take a long, and then go to previous highs. Right here on the retest, it broke my previous level, so I did not like it. And that's why I would not be taking a call option here. Once you break a key level, I wait for a retest. I want to see support and then a next move higher before I get involved in a call. Now you can see here, this level that I made here broke out. So this trend just broke, and you can see this incredible volume pouring in. That is because this level broke. I mean, this trend line. I am not the only one that is looking at things like this. So, you also have a lot of stuff coming out with the Fed. They may say something nice, and that can also make the market go up a lot, especially today and tomorrow. The Fed in general has been nothing but an excellent catalyst for this stock market, and I don't see that stopping. So that's it, guys. That's how I trade the SPY. I look for a pattern. I look for a trend. I like higher highs and higher lows. That's the way that I look at this. If I could go back to the previous day, this day right here. So this was on Monday. The way that it traded was we dropped, came up, hit VWAP. This is why VWAP is so important to look at. I'm just going to take this off. Couldn't break VWAP, came back down, tried again, made a lower low. This is right here is the sign that we were headed lower. Even though it powered up to VWAP again, it was going to come back down. This is a trend here. Now, if we broke VWAP and then made a higher high, that's when you get involved in calls. But until that happens, this is a put day. Lower highs, lower lows. This is something you just let a put fade. And that's how you trade the SPY. So I hope that this was a helpful video for you guys. It probably went on a little long, but there's a lot of information that I tried to get, into these videos. Now, the SPY is also very liquid. The spreads on the options are so tight. So it's such a great thing to trade. So I hope you guys liked the video. Hit the thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe. And if you want a trading community that is growing by the day, it's a great community, come over and join our Discord. The link is in the description. All right, take care, guys. I'll see you back on the next one.